Hello everybody, we're gonna start our color pencil technique today. For creating color pencil technique, we are using of the colors first that we call it local colors, the color of our objects. I'm gonna show you step by step that how we create our drawing here. The step one is looking up the local colors and choose the lightest color that we have and created the lightest color. And step two is you're looking up objects. We have to create illusion of 3D. Then we need to use of the chiaroscuro technique that you learned in the drawing one. It means that you have to make illusion of you have to make the illusion of 3D with using of three values: dark, medium, and light. Then this is the second step for us. We are gonna make the illusion of 3D. We are adding the dark to the darker place. We exaggerate in what we see. Sometimes it's not in your photo in or the object that you're looking of this. Then this, as an artist, you have to create it. You have to choose which part is lighter, which part is darker, and make an illusion of the 3D. We are still using of the local colors that we see in the apple. The local color is red. For making it more medium, we are gonna come to one step down in color wheel, that after the red we have the orange, and after that is yellow. Then I'm using of these three colors, that it's dark red. I'm using of the lighter red that I have too, but if you don't have it, we can create the other dark and medium and light values. But okay, then I'm using of the dark red for the darker part, and adding the orange for the medium part, and yellow for the lightest part. In the this hole that we have the stick around it, if you're looking of your apple that I send the picture for you, you see it's lighter. Then we're gonna add the light, and we're gonna add the light in everywhere that we see. Mostly we have darkness in the right part, and in the medium part it's getting lighter, and in the left part still we have not as much as dark that we have in the right part, but we have more darkness. Then this is the steps that we're gonna take to first create the illusion of 3D. You see a part of this, I left it with the lightest color that we have, but because we have a reflection over there, and we have darker value in the middle of this, but this is for the first step. Then we're gonna come on top of them, and even in the lightest part we're gonna create the light, medium, and dark, but lighter than the other part of our apple. Then it's gonna be 3D. Then in the orange, you see that I'm using of the orange for the more medium part. I left the reflections with the lightest color that we have, and create the light with the yellow. The for making the color that we are using, it's apple, it's very smooth. We want to make it very smooth. Use of the side of your pencil. Don't use of the peak of this, just the part that it's you need to make a adjustment. For example, in the perimeter that we have for the apple outline of this, then using of the pick up the pencil. And be sure that you're not gonna leave the track of your pencil over there. It has to be extremely smooth. The part that I'm working on this right now, you see I left the reflection that we have in the bottom part a little lighter, but still I'm coming on top of this and making even in the reflection dark and medium and light. One of the things that you have to remember from the drawing one is the bottom part of the object, the part that they touch the ground or anywhere that it is in the fabric or wherever that it is, you have to create very, very dark uh, shadow on this. It can be a small area or large area, but if you don't create this, then you're in the final drawing when you're looking of this, your apple or item, they are not touching the ground. It's like they're suspended. Then don't forget about this part. For now we are using of the mostly the color that we call it local color, the real color of the objects. And as you see, you have to use of layer and layer. Don't try to make it in one layer. Using of different colors, dark red, medium red, orange, yellow, to create the darkness that you have, and medium and light colors. The white's gonna make it more smooth. That's why in the some part that we have the white, I'm using of a little of the white on top of this to make it a more smooth part. If you push your pencil more, it's gonna be more shiny, that I like it too. I didn't do it very, I didn't push it a lot, but you can do it and try it. But if you want to do it everywhere, has to be with the same push, then don't forget about this part. For the some part that it's a small area, as you see, I'm using of the top of the pencil, the peak of the pencil, and I'm adding some lines that we have for the details. Remember, when you're adding the details, it's important that follow the shape, the form. And right now, for making dark, for the red, we can use of the blue. Blue is the color that make it darker, and purplish, we can use of the purple. And the most contrast that we have for the red is green, complementary color of this. I'm using all of these colors to show you how they are working. Don't afraid of using of the color, different color on your drawing. It's gonna make it more vibrant and more artwork than the just one color of the shade of the red. This one I'm using of the dark blue here. I used of the purple in the bottom part of this, and yeah, again I'm using of the purple, a little purple here. And for the most darkness that I want, I can use of the green to make it really dark red. Yeah, this is the green that I'm using here. Exaggerating the some darkness that you see when we are making the dark darker and the light lighter, then we are exaggerating in whatever that we have, and it's gonna make more 3D shapes for us. And see, I'm just gradually coming around the reflection that we have in the bottom part and making it darker. We are not make some kind of the outline it. We are coming with the more values around the reflection. When you're adding the details, remember that these lines have to have the shape of apple. If you're making it flat, your object's gonna look like flat. Then any details that you're putting on this, Just imagine that you're doing it exactly on the top of the apple and follow the form that you know we have over there. You see that the lines that I'm adding, I'm not adding from the top to bottom part. A little implied lines, then it must follow the implied lines order, and you can add some of them darker, some of them lighter. Then the step that we had so far, we are using of local color. We are making dark, medium, and light to make a illusion of 3D. Then we're gonna add a little detail and using of the other colors like complementary colors and the darker value in the color wheel to exaggerate in darkness and lightness that we have. And remember, the most important part is the general shape has to be illusion of 3D. Then we're gonna add the details on top of this. Between dark, medium, and light, we do not need a line. It has to be a transition between dark and light. See, I'm just trying to bring out and make the reflection a little bit more contrast, but don't make a line around it. Try to have more values. Continue on working with the details. You see, again, when you want to show more contrast, it's not just with a line, you have to create more value around it. For making it lighter, right now in top of everything I'm using of the yellow and white. Adding more orange. And this is just, I'm making the top part a little darker, then we can see better the lighter reflection that we have in the bottom part. I'm using of the eraser to bring out some kind of the light that we have. Remember that for the stick we are gonna follow the same technique. Then it's gonna be darker brown, medium brown, and light brown. Dark is in the right part, light is in the left part, and for exaggerating the darkness I'm using of the blue. Blue and brown, they're working very nice with each other. And when I'm adding it, I'm coming around it and make the left side of the stick on the apple darker, then we're gonna have a good contrast. Again, we have a reflection. I want to, my eraser is electrical, then it's easier for me to use of them. So now you see that 5 color, actually 6 color that we are using for the lemon. Again, step 1 is create light, medium, and dark. Then I'm using of the white and lemon light, lemon yellow, I'm sorry, to make the lighter value. I'm using of the cadmium yellow for the medium, and after that I'm using of the orange and yellow ochre on top of each other to create the darker value that we want. Important part is we're not gonna leave a line between dark, medium, and light. We're gonna make blend the dark to medium and medium to light to make it more realistic. Orange and yellow ochre gonna give me the darkness that I want, but it's not that dark that make a contrast a lot. Then after that is that we are using of the purple to make a good contrast for the dark and light. You see that this is still we're working on the make everything with light, medium, dark. You're not using of one color. We are using of several color on top of each other. It's not one layer, different layer. And after that is for making it very, very dark, I'm using of the purple. Purple is complementary color of yellow, then gonna give us a good, nice darkness. I'm using of the some kind of the area with lighter, with erasing this one. Next to the apple is a reflection of the apple on the lemon that I exaggerate on this, and I make using of the dark red that we use on the apple. And again we are using of the red in the other part a little more, and purple. Don't afraid of using of the colors. Choose your colors. It doesn't have to be the color that I'm using. You can choose another colors and see the result. After that, it's the shadow. The shadow I'm using of the purple for the shadow. When you're getting closer to your objects, your shadow is gonna be darker, and when you're getting farther from them, it's gonna get lighter with more blurry edges. Then and the color purple, why I choose the color purple, because I have the purple is the darkest color that I have on my object, and I don't want to use of the gray. After that, I'm using of the reflection of the object on the shadow. The last details you can add to it, and you have time to develop it better. And adding more details. And good luck.